got some Anglicans watching.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to say to those Anglicans, Episcopalians, given what's been happening in the church over the last 10, 15, 20 years? I mean, what would you encourage them to consider as terms of the journey back to the church?
I think the one problem that Anglicans have is the liturgy.
The one problem that Anglicans have is the liturgy.
They love chant, architecture, beauty, and to just go into the neighborhood, suburban, Novus Ordo parish, kind of shocks them and makes them nervous. And there's a guy with the guitar.
They love chant, architecture, beauty, and to just go into the neighborhood, suburban, Novus Ordo parish, kind of shocks them and makes them nervous. And there's a guy with the guitar,
And that's a struggle too. And I think for our family, we've found attending the Latin Mass, the extraordinary form that our Holy Fathers offered, and having a joy there, and not being bitter or dissenting, like some traditional movements, have.
Not being bitter or dissenting, like some traditional movements, have.
But to be authentically Catholic and to embrace those traditions and still have piety, reverence, silence, beauty, chant, all those things that you love, kneeling for communion, all those things that they embrace and are attracted to, fulfilled.
But I would also say, though, that as Father DeBate mentions in his book, but also all the Catholic spiritual writers have always emphasized that our intimacy with the Lord must not be dependent upon our senses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very Carmelite.
If we attach ourselves to the things of our senses as the means through which our intimacy with God,
right, we can be deceived.
Well, then this Sunday the music's bad.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Or next Sunday we've got a replacement priest who mumbles or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I mean, so then your intimacy is always attached to the senses, and I think Anglicans, Episcopalians particularly have that problem coming in.
Yes, that's right. The aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetic is good. It can be a portal to God.
Mm-hmm.
That's what music and art is beautiful. It is a portal to God. Mm-hmm. But we can be deceived by those very things.
That's right. And that's part of the deception, I think, and part of the Anglicanism is very beautiful. You look at the royal wedding that happened last year, whatever, very beautiful, very dignified. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Don't be a pagan. Be a saint.